welcome to Elland Road, Leeds, for today's second round tie in the Regal Trophy. As we can hear, Workington have brought one or two fans with them from West Cumbria, and they really are making themselves known. There's about 7 coaches made the trip down from Cumbria, all the way down the M6 and M62, and I'm sure are looking forward for an afternoon of good rugby for this in-form Workington side, who will be coming up against the form team of last month, Hunslet, undefeated in the last 5 games and were awarded the 3rd Division Team of the Month. And onto the pitch, and what a welcome onto the pitch for this town side. If you can go through the town team, you can hardly hear yourself speak, are you? Number 1, Mark Mulligan. Number 2, Paul Penrice. Number 3, Tony Kay. Number 4, Paul Burns. Number 5, Paul Bond. Number 6, Dan Carter. Number 17, Marwood. Number 8, Peter Riley. Number 9, Mark Roskell. Number 10, James Pickering. Number 11, Martin Oglenby. Number 12, Colin Armstrong. Number 13, Brad Heppy. And today's substitutes, Dave Loudon and Gary Schubert. And you turn around and ask yourself, are you really at an away fixture with the sound that's coming now? Well, what a welcome, and that's before they've scored a point. And onto the pitch come Hunslet, to a massive boos and cheers from the few Hunslet fans. Can go through the Hunslet side today. Number 1, Steve Leigh. Number 2, Andy Bartlett. Number 3, Alan Daniel. Number 4, Paul Beath. Number 5, Richard Francis. Number 6, David Brooke. Number 7, Paul Harkin. Number 8, Richard Lyles. Number 9, Roy Sampson. Number 10, Ian Rose. Number 11, Andy Precious. Number 12, Gavin Snee. Number 13, Mick Coyle. And today's substitutes are Lee Sampson and Keith Bell. Today's referee is Mr. Colin Morris, recently in charge of the Cumbria versus the Australians this year. Calls over both captains, Colin Armstrong and Roy Sampson. Well, have these supporters been on something this morning that we should know about? Mr. Morris just laying the law down to both captains. So the teams will stay as they are. And it will be Mark Mulligan to start the second round in the Regal Trophy. Remember, these two teams, the only 2 teams from the 3rd Division left in the competition. They were drawn against each other. So it's underway. Kick deep. Taken well by 3 town defenders. Sampson onto Rose. Tackled by Pickering though and Riley. Onto Snee. Didn't play in the fixture at Workington early on in the year. Sampson again from acting half-back at the hub of things. Misses out one, then goes line. But good stick tackling again. Sampson forward, pass though. Good Town come up with it. To the delight of the crowd. Roskell onto Riley, chinking inside. Roskill short on to Pickering. Pickering drives it into the heart of the defence. A struggle to bring him down. Roskill again, played quickly, goes blind onto Armstrong. Sucks the tacklers in, but Faith does the tackle in. On his near side, Roskill from acting half-back, looked a little offside there, nothing given Carter, and then on to Martin Oglenby, last tackle, will they take a drop? Roskill, back to Marwood, chip through, but it's back to Mulligan. It's all on, back to one. Good spell by Town, they're going it left, onto Heppy, tries another side, breaks the first tackle, Heppy takes it to within 5 yards of the Hunslet try line. Good start by Town. On to Riley again, taking it on the other side. Carter on to Marwood, it goes wide this time. There was one way, then gone to Armstrong, put him back on the near side. Roskill goes blind, they've got men over. Marwood, but Heppy can't keep hold of it. And Hunslet come up with it. So it's a good start for Town in his first 2 minutes. Sneed trying to run it wide, but to no avail. Again, Hunslet still camped in their own 22. Sampson, this time onto Lyles. Tackled well by Burns and Carter. Again, Lyles trying to run it out of defence, but to no avail. It's the last tackle. Will the kick come in? Good penalty against Town, holding down in the tackle. So after that frenetic start, it'll be Hunslet to kick to touch on this near side. Takes play just inside the Hunslet half. Sampson onto Smee. It was tackled on halfway and dumped to the ground by Hepp. Well, referee Mr. Morris said it was a high tackle. I think he was the only man that thought that. So it'll be Precious to again kick Hunslet deeper into the Workington half. Sampson first there. Well, referee said across the chest. Harkin trying to fire it wide, but to no avail, and Snee was taken well there. Well, dropped the ball. So good pressure by Town, force an error by Hunslet. Marwood feeds, comes up with it. It's tackled round the base of the scrum there by Snee. Carter has a run at them. It's tackled by Brook. Thought he made 10 yards over. Roskill onto Oglenby, taking it short, but running into the heart of the Hunslet defence, sucking them in. Roskill again goes himself. But we're back to one. Well, can't believe that went forward. Well, let's give a Hunslet feed. So it'll be Harkin to feed. 5 minutes gone, no points on the board. Mr. Morris not happy with it. Again, Harkin feeds, goes blind. But there's no way through for Daniel. Burns does the tackle. Well, again, Mr. Morris penalises for laying on in the tackle. So already it's a very interesting penalty count of 3-0 in Hunslet's favour. So he set his stall out, Mr. Morris, as again Rose. But Mr. Morris said he didn't play it, so that's a wasted set of 6 tackles for Hunslet. Marwood to feed on the far side. Feed he does. The scrum collapses again. The referee penalises Hunslet for collapsing the scrum. And it'll be a penalty to Town. Again, it's another touchline searcher by Mulligan, which takes Hunslet deep into their own territory again. Roskell onto Riley. Drives it into the heart of the defence again. Tackled 10 yards outside the Hunslet 22. Roskell again, this time onto Pickering. Steps inside, still going Pickering. Still going Pickering. Still going Pickering. Well, that's brought them to life again. Armstrong running short, 10 yards from the Hunslet try line, looks slightly forward. Marwood looking for runners. Onto Oglenby, stepping round them. 2 yards short. And they fire it right, they've got men over Marwood. Onto Kay, Kay onto Mulligan, Mulligan, but Penrice can't hold onto it. There was big gaps on this near side. It was just unlucky for Penrice, couldn't hold onto it. Otherwise he was in for a try. So 10 yards from the Hunslet line, Harkin to feed. Comes up with it, onto Brook. Brook dumped to the ground by Carter and Heppy. Harkin. Onto loose forward, Coyle. And they knock him back. The referee again wants a word. I think it's with Brad Heppy. So it's a penalty for what? I know not. Well, flying right elbow, I believe. So Hunslet again gain ground through the help of Mr. Morris. Sampson onto Lyles. But good tackling again, this time by Heppy and Pickering. Sampson onto Rose, but Riley and Armstrong dumped into the ground unceremoniously. Harkin puts a kick in. Takes there for the first time into the Town 22. So 9 minutes gone, still no points on the board. Town have had the better of the opening exchanges. Marwood to feed, comes up with it, onto Burns, running it back in field before his tackle just inside his own 22. Marwood onto Oglenby, Oglenby drives it into the heart of the Hunslet defence again. Armstrong takes it quickly and runs down the middle. Armstrong's in the clear, still going, looking for support. But a great break by Colin Armstrong. Town on the ascendancy. Marwood got men over. Carter, Oglenby onto Kay, Kay onto Heppy, looking for support in field. Onto Mulligan. Mulligan still going. Great play by Town. 5 yards out. Carter, can he go himself? No. Wide onto Marwood. Roskell spots a gap, goes for it. Then onto Pickering. Pickering onto Burns. Then onto Bond. Well, what enterprise by Town. It's the last tackle. Marwood chipped through. Who's there? But Riley just can't take it. But good play by Town again. They once again knocked these Hunslet players back. Thompson takes the pressure off his forward, goes himself. Precious onto Coyle, but no way through. This is dumped to the ground by Carter and Heppy. Sampson again onto Smee, but he only runs into Oglenby and Armstrong, and that's not recommended. Sampson onto Harkin. Harkin again puts a kick in. He takes play back down to the Workington 22. That's the only way they're making yardage at present. Sylvain Marwood to feed this scrum again. Comes up with it. Again onto Burns. And he's broke the tackle. Paul Burns. Good play from the base of the scrum. Marwood again. Misses out Pickering onto Carter. Heppy. He's got Kay with him. Kay runs into the space. Onto Penrice. But Penrice is just tackled. But again, good enterprising play by Town. Really using all the width of his Elland Road pitch. Now got 2 balls on. So Harkin to feed this scrum. Didn't seem to be in that one. Well, Harkin tries again. Comes up with it. Onto Brook. Brook onto the full-back. Good Case sticks to him like glue. Again, another penalty. Mr. Morris very, very strict on this. This Precious kicks to touch again, takes play just inside the Hunslet half. Harkin onto miss out Rose, then onto Lyles. Good tackling again. Harkin missed out one, looked a bit of crossing, but nothing given as Precious took that one up before he's tackled by Kay on the halfway line. Sampson goes to the right onto Harkin, then onto Brook. Brook steps inside, but tackled well by Armstrong again. Harkin goes to right onto Snee. But Heppy brings him down at the second attempt. Hunslet onto Brook. Brook onto Daniel. But again, there's no way through. Last tackle. Got to put some pressure on that man Harkin. It goes to him again. But kicks and finds touch. So the Workington feed. Mr. Claim he came off a Workington play, but Mr. Morris didn't agree. Marwood feeds, then on to Penrice, running it infield. Still going Penrice. Very awkward customer to fetch down. Heppy trying to go down the middle. Good high tackle. So Mulligan again finds another good touch finder on this near side and takes play again into the Hunslet half. Town playing pressure rugby. Roscoe onto Riley. Stepping inside. 15 minutes gone, no points on the board. It's been all Town though. Ogilvy takes it short, throws one off. Thought he's tackled well there, but again making good yardage. Roscoe onto Marwood, then onto Armstrong. Back to Marwood, it's switched again. Onto Pickering. Pickering barges his way over them. Roscoe goes himself. Tackled by Sampson. Carter. Miss out Kay, then onto Armstrong, 10 metres short, last tackle, will they take it on the other side? No. Marwood goes himself, chip through, but it just goes too far, and it'll be a tap on the Hunslet 22, but Hunslet really have been under pressure in this opening quarter of an hour. The Town still yet to put points on the board. Coyle trying to run it away, but Marwood doing the tackling. Harkin still going. On to Daniel, but nothing on there. Well, Francis is knocked on. Penrice pushes him off, then on to Mulligan. Mulligan trying to step round Brook, on to Ogilvy. And Ogilvy goes head-to-head with Lyles before he's brought down. On to Tony Kay, stepping infield. Brought down by Sampson though. Roskell on to Marwood, Marwood on to Carter, then on to Pickering. Pickering going down the middle, on to Heppy. Heppy's got a chance, pushes one off. Into the Hunslet 22 again. Roskell on to Marwood, Marwood goes blind, spots a gap. On to Riley. But referee spots a forward pass. In fact, he's given offside decision there. So it's a chance for Hunslet to again clear the lines. Just taking a breather, the Hunslet forwards, and boy did they need it. Got a good kick, takes Town back. Got a lot of penetration from these runs by Hunslet in the early stages. Harkin onto Rose. But again, Rose can't break his first line. Sampson onto Harkin. Harkin dummies one way, then onto Brook. Brook goes for the gap, but well spotted by Carter and extinguished the danger. Beath tries to go himself, but there's no way through. Well, Mr. Morris penalises young Carter there. It's a very dubious decision, let us say that. Town not too happy about it either. And again he puts Hunslet on the offensive. Lyles missed it out. Then on to Rose, but a thumping tackle there by Pickering. Sampson, this time on to Lyles, but he's dumped to the ground again. Sampson, move on here, Harkin. Then on to the runners, but again there's no way through. Hunslet coming into it, it's the first opportunity. Harkin, wide, on to Daniel, still on his feet. Thought he's brought down, last 10 yards out. Harkin, who's the danger man, on to Brook. Got men over, Coyle, then on to Brook. But he dropped the ball. Well, that was a chance for a Hunslet. Town were caught short on this near side. So it's calmed down and Marwood to feed this scrum. Comes up with it, onto Penrice, running it infield. Thought he's tackled by Coyle. Marwood, onto Heppy, spots the gap. Still going Heppy. Roskell, onto Ogilvy, taking it very, very quickly. Roskell onto Armstrong, running it short. Still going Armstrong before he's brought down on the Town 10-yard line. Roskell back to Mulligan. Mulligan puts a kick in over the head of Francis. As far as Steve Lear. Lear runs it back at them. Runs into Roskell and Heppy, who dump him to the ground. Coyle. Harkin, looking for runners, find Rose, but he's dropped the ball. Riley picks it up, frees Carter, Carter onto Kay. Kay still on his feet. Well, just to Richard Francis before he's tackled there. Onto Precious. Precious tackled by Penrice though. Good penalty. But again, lying on in the tackle. So 21 minutes gone in this first half, no points on the board. Sampson onto Harkin and onto Lyles. Lyles tackled well by Riley and Heppy. Sampson onto Harkin again, then onto Rose. But upended by Roskell and Pickering this time. Precious going in ones though. But well spotted Mr. Morris in the right place at the right time. Spots a knock on. Town got an injured player. Not quite sure who it is. Hunslet want to make a substitution as well early on, bringing on Lee Sampson for Richard Lyles. So early substitution. So it'll be Mauer to feed this scrum. Good Town, come up with it. Heppy, what's the gap? Harwood onto Ogilvie, but offside. No, Mr. Harkin gives a word of advice to Mr. Morris. He didn't want to take it and awards a penalty. So it'll be Mulligan again to keep the pressure on and punt this into the corner, and that's exactly what it does. Takes play inside the Hunslet 22. Now can Town put points on the board? 23 minutes gone, there's nothing yet. Pickering switched, then on to Bond. 10 yards from the line. Pickering drives it to the post, still going, still on his feet. Looked a punch going in there, but nothing given. Not aside again. Marwood. He must be only inches short. Marwood. Armstrong again going blind. Well, wide pass there. Heppy. Still on his feet. But Cook just can't free the ball. It's the last tackle. Penrice onto Kay inside. Marwood over the top, but Lear comes up with it. So again the Town pressure comes to no point. 24 minutes gone, there's still no points on the board. Rose trying to drive it away for Roskell and Pickering upend him. Harkin, switch play. It's Sneath, breaks the first line. Last tackle, Hunslet still in their own half. Trying to put some pressure on Harkin. This time it's a grubber kick. Only as far as Mulligan. Mulligan runs it right back at them. Ford is tackled there on the Town 10-yard line. Bond goes himself. Ford is tackled. Carter, dummies one way. Still going, but made a good 10 yards. Roskell, blind onto Armstrong. Armstrong going for the gap, looking for support, finds Roskell. Over the head onto Bond. Bond in field. Can Roskell go himself? Marwood is tackled 5 yards short. What can they produce? Carter, wide. Can he go wide? They've got 3 men over. Tony Kay. Kay steps inside. Kay's going for the line. And he's in. Tony Kay opens the scoring on 25 minutes. And you can hear what the crowd think of that. They barely strolled in. And that's brought them back to life down here. And all we can say is it is thoroughly deserved, the pressure they've put on. And listen to that crowd. Well, the Leeds United supporters weren't. from Marwood. And it's there, in off the post, but we'll take them all. So 26 minutes gone, Town leads 6-0. Precious kicks it deep, but it's out on the full. Be a penalty. Penalty on halfway, puts Hunslet under pressure again. Town leads 6-0. Mulligan to kick to touch. An old-fashioned toe punt, but he finds his touch. Roskell on to Pickering. Pickering breaks the first line again. He's still going. Oh, what a break. Hunslet under attack again. Riley drives it to the post, 10 yards short. Can Town put more points on the board? Roskell jinks one way. Miss out one. Marwood, quick hands on to Burns. And Bond, is he in? Well, I thought there'd been a forward pass, but referee Mr. Morris didn't spot it. Play was allowed to continue. So it'll be a tap again. Sampson tries to drive it away, but gets no change out to Heppy or Oglenby. Sampson. Well, loses the ball. Back to one. Sampson tries to go himself, but not making much headway. Harkin. Brook. Runs into Pickering though. Puts a kick in again. Will it find touch? No, it only goes as far as Mulligan, who takes it back at them. But again, Paul Burns this time. That looked high. Harwood goes to the left, onto Armstrong, looking for those big gaping gaps. Roskell onto Marwood. Marwood onto Oglenby again through the gap, but he's just ankle tapped. Marwood steps inside, then up back onto Marwood. Marwood tackled by Rose though. Last tackle. Will the hoist one this time? Roskell to Mulligan. Mulligan hoists one. Lays under it, but takes it well. But still Hunslet 10 yards from their own try line. And Hunslet, it has to be said, are doing very, very well, only to be 6 points to 0 down. Coyle, tackled on his own 22. Sampson. Oh, he's lost the ball. Carter picks it up. Pushes one off, still going, Darren Carter. Hood loses the ball. Well, he definitely didn't seem to be lying on there. Mr. Morris has got to be consistent with this. Good Precious kicks to touch. 31 minutes gone in this first half. Workington leads 6-0. Harkin. Miss out Precious, then on to Rose. But brought down well by Riley. Sampson on to Harkin. Then on to Brook. We've seen nothing of him in this half. Daniel. Bates away, looking for support, a kick over the top. And Brooks there and scores the try. Well, it has to be said it's against the run of play. But Hunslet come back into it on 32 minutes. So Precious to try to add over this conversion, which brings Hunslet back into the game. Taking his time. But it's there. So that ties the score up at 6 points each. And it's Hunslet's first raid into town territory. To make it tell though. Francis takes as he pops up well for him. Tackled by Ogilvie and Riley. On to Sampson. Sampson goes himself. It's brought down well there by Pickering. Harkin. Again into gaps. Good high tackle. Referee pulls out Paul Penrice. So it's a penalty to Hunslet for that high tackle. Sampson on the Rose. Seem to have had a new lease of licence, has scored that try. On to Coyle. Coyle dumped to the ground by the two town props. Harkin. Extinguished the dangerous pressure, took that one on the bang. Harkin. Still going. Takes play inside the town 22. Goes to the right, Precious. Trying to flick his way around the town defence. His last tackle. Will they try a drop? Harkin's there for it. Inside onto Sampson. Still going Sampson. But he's held up. Good defending by Town. Mulligan takes it from half-back. Martin Ogilvie. Armstrong. Again Armstrong breaks the first line and gains a good 20 yards. And Shirley's being held down there. Heppy has a run at them. Mulligan puts the kick in. Goes behind Blaze. Played it now. Good chase by Town. 4 minutes from half time, and it's as close as we all thought. It's 6 points each. Lee Sampson, he's certainly made a difference since he came on. Harkin again puts the kick in. Which finds Clutch and takes play into the Town 22 again. Hunslet coming back into it. So Marwood prepares to feed. Pepe takes it from the base, trying to run round Brook. Or he's tackled just outside. Town 22. On to Kerr. Kerr going and open those big long legs of his. Tony Kerr. Can he keep going? Can he keep going? Yes, he can. Tony Kerr. Tony Kerr. He's in for a second try right underneath the post. Oh, what a sensation. Tony Kerr. That's why this man's been bought by the Workington Town board. And when he stretched his legs, boy, did he go. Fairly left the defence, pushing them off, and takes Town back into the lead. A super try by Kerr. So Marwood, with what should be a formality for this man. And it is. So that double act again. Marwood and Kerr, 2 tries and 2 conversions each. 12 points to 6 with about a minute and a half to go before half time. What a super time to score. So Hunslet restart. Ogland is under it, takes it well. Drives it into 3 Hunslet defenders. Penrice takes it up. Riley's had a good first half. And every one of them has. Armstrong again going through gaps, stepping around them. Roskell goes blind again on to Peter Riley. Riley still going. That looked high. Oh, Mr. Morris give this time. Well, Coach Peter Walsh is just down on the touchline, signals go for goal. With very little time to go in this first half. On the stopwatch we've got about 15 seconds, and this could be a vital goal to put Town into an 8-point lead as we approach half time. So Marwood, prolific kicker this year, trying to knock over his 3rd goal from this near touchline. But he's just pulled it to the left-hand side. As Brook takes it, goes on a run. And Ford is forced over towards the touchline. Again, good tackling, and there goes the half-time hooter. Crowd delighted. Score opened on 25 minutes. A Tony Kerr try, goal by Marwood. Hunslet came into it for the first time. It was the only chance they had. Brooks scored. Precious goal, and then Tony Kerr from his own 22-yard line went the length of the field to go right underneath the post, with the goal by Marwood taking a half-time score to 12 points to 6. Town have entered the arena again, much to the delight of the travelling faithful. There's a steady drizzle now falling at Ellen Road as Hunslet come back out, led out by Roy Sampson. Hunslet have made another substitute. Keith Bell is on. Town have made no substitutes at half time. Very experienced man, this Hunslet substitute, Pete Bell. So it'll be Hunslet prepared to start this second 40 minutes. Remember, Town lead 12 points to 6. Hunslet kick it deep, taken by Carter, then on to Riley. Again drives it out of defence. On to Pickering. Struggle to bring him down. Roscoe on to Carter. Carter's trying to step inside his man. Still on his feet though and wriggling free. Darren Carter. Roscoe on to Armstrong. But it takes 4 defenders to bring him down. And they still don't bring him down. Roscoe back to Mulligan. Puts the kick in, right down there. Well, juggles with it and knocks it on. So as we can see, the very, very greasy surface is starting to tell. And it'll be a scrum inside the Hunslet 22. Marwood to feed. Referee not happy with it though. Better this time, Marwood on to Carter, miss out one, then on to Mulligan up in the line, short ball on to Burns. Extinguished there by Daniel. Marwood on to Mulligan, Pepe. Steps round one, back inside to Mulligan, runs it to the post, then offloads onto Marwood, trying to wriggle his way around. But to no avail. Roscoe onto Carter. Carter short ball onto Ogilvie, drives it into the defence. Takes it inside. But knocked on. I think Heppy's just taken a knock. Harkin feeds and comes up with it. Lear's tackled by his opposite number, Mulligan. Harkin onto Precious. Well brought down by Ogilvie and Riley though. That's a substitute, Keith Bell. Harkin onto Brook. Inside, looks a little bit of obstruction. But Mr. Morris said knock on. As Heppy changes his shorts. Burns goes to the loose forward position. Then on to Heppy. Trying to barge his way through. Marwood onto Ogilvie, driving it through. Ogilvie still going, breaks the first line. Roscoe onto Marwood, goes to the right, miss out Armstrong, then onto Tony Kay on a hat trick. He's still going, Kay, and there is the hat trick. Tony Kay. Well, that's a tremendous start to the second half. On 43 minutes, Tony Kay completes his hat trick. far side, Dean Marwood just takes his time. Is it there? Yes, it is! Marwood adds his third conversion. And that takes Town into an 18 points to 6 lead on 44 minutes. So Hunslet restart again. It's lofted this time. Bond's under it and did well there. Taking a knock in the process. So Burns just takes his one in field. Crosscull onto Riley, who steps inside before he's brought down. Crosscull onto Marwood, Carter, and onto Pickering, who steps inside them. Still on his feet as they struggle to bring him down. Crosscull onto Oglenby. Back to Mulligan. Puts the boot in. Oh, what a great kick, Mark Mulligan. Take a bow, that man. Takes play from one end of the field about 5 yards from the Hunslet line. Referee just wants a word with Colin Armstrong, and I think it's Martin Oglenby. Happy now. Hark in the feed. Referee still not happy. Referee penalises Town. Sampson on the Bell, then on to Rose, but Rose is wrestled to the death. Bell on to Snee, but there's no way through. Hunslet on to Brook, Brody's knocked it on. Well, the Hunslet players even thought he'd knocked that one on, and Mr. Morris said it was back to one. Curious decision. Well, once a word with David Brook. Well, it's a penalty to Town for mouthing. As the rain really does start to pour here at Elland Road. Mulligan prepares to kick to touch on the sparse far side, where again he finds another good touch finder and takes play again into the Hunslet 22. Crosscull onto Riley. Riley drives it to the post and jinks back on his outside before he took the tackle. Crosscull onto Pickering. But Mr. Morris said he didn't play it. As Precious kicks the touch on the far side. On to Rose. Rose trying to push them off. Bell again. Look forward. And it was. I think all the crowd told Mr. Morris that one. 10 minutes gone. Town lead 18-6. 3 tries from Tony Kerr, 3 conversions from Dean Marwood. Carter onto Mulligan up in the line, steps round the opposite number before he took the tackle on the 10-yard line of Hunslet. Marwood onto Ogilvie. Ogilvie running it short, still going Martin Ogilvie. Good play by the second row. Shirley's being held down there, but nothing given again. Marwood wide, Carter, and onto Armstrong. Good cover went across there for Hunslet. Marwood onto Riley, steps back inside and tries it to the post. Will the try a drop? 20 metres out, it goes back to Marwood, goes wide, then onto Carter. Heppy running it short, looking for men outside. Ogilvie. There was too many men wanted that ball, and it was just spilled. Ogilvie tackles Sampson close to his own try line though, 10 yards from the Hunslet line. Can Town keep him there? Again, good tackling. Precious trying to run it wide, but only as far as Roskell and Riley. Brooke trying to go wide, but there's nowhere past Tony Kerr. Precious puts the kick in only as far as Mulligan, who runs it back at them, trying to open up. Still going Mark Mulligan, but he's just tackled there. On to Pickering. Still going and offloads onto Heppy. Heppy stops and jinks and still goes Heppy, still in possession. Look, the punch going in there. Mr. Warris blows his whistle frantically. And then calls order. Just separates both sides. Good refereeing. Referee, I'm sure will want a word with Mr. Sampson. What is it, Keith Bell? Is Town prepared to make the first substitution? Mark Roskell, I think he's taken a knock on his ankle. Been replaced by Gary Schubert, and he's had a great game again, this workhorse from Millham. Schubert comes on to a great share as Roskell leaves the field. Hunslet again make another substitution. Precious has come back off. So Marwood. So Marwood trying to knock over this point penalty. Is it there? No, it just drifts wide. So score remains 18 points to 6. Brooke drops out as far as Armstrong. Feeds it on to Schubert. Good run by Gary Schubert. Knocked Rose out of the way and stuck 2 more in. Then on to Ogilvie, taking it short, but it's tackled by Sampson. Riley on to Armstrong. Marwood On to Pickering. Pickering pushes them aside as if he's swatting flies. Well, surely he's offside there. I think Keith Bell was there before the ball. Not too happy about it. So Marwood from a little closer this time. Straight onto the left upright. Marwood. Is it there? Yes, it is. So on 55 minutes, Dean Marwood extends the town lead to 20 points to 6. Hunslet again restart as the rain continues to pour in Yorkshire. Carter lets it bounce and puts it onto Schubert. Drives it into Rose before he's upended on the town 22-yard line. Peter Riley. Marwood marshalling the troops. Onto Armstrong again, running sharp, put right down the middle into the gaps. Marwood this time, back to Mulligan. Puts the punt in and drives these Hunslet players back again. It's a good kick and chase. There takes it with his foot and runs it back at them. But it's only as far as the Hunslet 22-yard line. He's had to drive these big forwards back. Sampson. Lyles is upended. Harkin dummies the kick. Well, he's lost the ball. But then, series of knock-ons. Well, he's given Hunslet the feed. Town penalised for foot up. So it'll be Bartlifter who's been given the kicking duty. But Kate takes it. Marwood onto Ogilvie. Marwood from half back onto Armstrong. That looked high and a punch flying in, but nothing given by referee Morris. Marwood. Wide onto Ogilvie, steps inside, still going. Still going. I don't think Gary Stewart will thank him for that pass. Well, Brad Eppie it was. But penalty against Paul Harkin, lying on in the tackle. So from an almost identical position, silly penalty by Harkin, gives Town a chance to extend the lead. So Marwood calms himself. Here he goes. Is it there? Yes, it is. So on 59 minutes, Town again extend the lead. Restart taken by Ogilvy, inside to Burns, trying to run it wider the ruck, but Smead was the tackling. Marwood onto Schubert, Schubert tackled by Rose though. Marwood onto Riley, but good tackling by Sampson. Still going Riley though, thought he's forced back. Took that one from Marwood, looked a little forward, let's say, but nothing given. Marwood back to Mulligan, who then puts the spiralling kick in, which is fine touch again with pinpoint accuracy. As we enter this final quarter, remember Town lead 22 points to 6. About 20 minutes to go. Harkin prepares to feed and comes up with it onto Brook, and the full back Slayer, a good tackle there. Tony Kay still going on the other side. Steve Lear upended though by Heppy and Burns. Good stiff tackling again. Brook. But there's no way through. Sampson onto Harkin, run around with Keith Bell, miss out one. But he offloads onto Sampson, but nowhere past Penrice on the other side. Well, Penrice seemed to take a knock in the process, so he's got penalised. Harkin kicks to touch. Takes Hunslet into the Town 22, but I think the first time in this second half. Lyles drives it up. Sampson onto Rose. Good tackle. Armstrong and Pickering fairly thumped him to the ground. Harkin, switch with Brook. Brook goes through the gap. Well spotted by the Town defence. Harkin onto Bell. Bell still in possession. Good tackle, and he's lost the ball. So Town come up with it. That little man Dean Marwood. Onto Carter. Carter almost runs it through Bell and Sampson. Marwood onto Burns, taking the pressure off his forwards quite sensibly, giving them a little breather. Marwood blind onto Armstrong. Armstrong going through the gap again, looking for support. He's got Heppy. Heppy's got them weaving inside out, going down the middle again. And they go wide quick. But Heppy claims he was impeded there. Just give him a little nudge. Referee Mr. Morris wasn't happy with it. Said he wanted him to get on with it. So give a penalty to Hunslet. Puts him back on the attack. Sampson onto Bell and onto Lyles, but not a lot of penetration. Sampson onto Bell. Bell brings on Rose, trying to push them off. No way through. Harkin switches play. Then on to Smee. But no way through. Referee Mr. Morris again. Penalises Town for lying on. Rather harshly defined. He puts Hunslet back on the ascendancy. Sampson onto Smee. Good tackle by Burns. Right round the midriff. Sampson onto Lyles. And again, good tackling. And Town keep Hunslet out. Harkin looking for runners, then goes Brook. But he's lost the ball. Town come up with it. Trying to be too elaborate. Kick it in onto Mulligan. Mulligan steps inside. Still on his feet, Mulligan, before Harkin does the tackling. Marwood onto Pickering. Pickering pushes them off. Pushes two off. Marwood switches play again onto Burns. But Smee does the tackling. Marwood onto Armstrong. Armstrong still going. Offloads onto Ogland Bays. He's through. But referee Colin Morris pulls them back. For a forward pass. I think there's been a clash of heads. So one is going to leave and go to the blood bin. But that really would have wrapped it up if Martin Ogilvie could have went there. He was right through. But 14 minutes to go plus any stoppage time. Town lead 22 points to 6. So the Hunslet man leaves the field. I'm quite honestly looking as though he doesn't know where on earth he is. Must have been a nasty bang. You see it's very generous applause. This player's allowed to continue. Looks to have a nasty gash. Just above his eye. But Harkin feeds and comes up with it. Brook onto Leigh, but good tackle there by Tony Kerr. Brook onto Precious. Sampson looking for runners, but there's only one. And that was Smee, who's just going by himself though. Sampson from acting half-back again onto Harkin. Harkin. Then onto Lyles, but good tackle right round the bottom by Gary Schubert. Bell trying to put it wide. Brooks steps inside, but nowhere through again. Good tackling by the Town defence. It's the last tackle. Harkin dummies the kick. Then Bell couldn't keep hold of it. But it was knocked on, so it'll be a handover. Penrice does the juggling trick before he took it inside and took the tackle. But again, penalised at the play of the ball early on in the tackle count. It's Town under a little bit of pressure again as Precious keeps the touch. Onto Lyles. Lyles drives it to the posts before he's tackled. Onto Rose. Rose tackled by Armstrong and Pickering though. Onto Precious running it short and only 5 yards short. Sampson, is he over? No, they do well to drag him back there. Harkin, they've got to watch this man diving over from acting half back. Spins it wide onto Keith Bell. Good tackle there. Sampson goes to the left onto Harkin. Harkin then onto to Lear. Lear still on his feet. Last tackle. Can Town keep them out? Brook. Little chip kick. Who's got it? Well, it's James Pickering. He picks it up and drives it away. Well, what good play by the Fijian prop. Penrice drives it in. Marwood onto Heppy. Heppy pushes them off. Marwood onto Armstrong. Armstrong still on his feet. Then on to Carter. Tackle hadn't been made. Bond from acting half back onto Marwood. Marwood then on to Oglenby. Last tackle. Good penalty. Clear the ball. So silly errors by Town. I think Oglenby's hurt, in fact. But referee Mr. Morris allowing the game to continue. As again these Hunslet forwards try to come down the middle. Harkin, then on to Precious, but nowhere through. Rain really pouring down now. But Sampson again drives it forward. He's had a good game since he came on as substitute. Harkin looks for runners, still going a long way. Then on to Sneed, but Heppy wraps him up on the Town 22-yard line. And Oglenby really is struggling now. Goes to the blood bin and receives a tremendous ovation. Martin Oglenby. As Dave Loudon comes on, so it'll be a shuffle round. Hunslet onto Sampson. Brook trying to free the back line. Steve Lair, but Carter does the tackling. Hunslet hoists one. Mulligan's under it and takes it superbly. Then gets another 10 yards. Good Town defending very, very well. Well, look, the fist flying in there. Penrice. Reshuffle, Loudon goes onto the win. Marwood again onto Armstrong, running it short and straight and down the middle. Still going inside to Marwood. Marwood looking for support, finds Carter. Can Carter free it? Yes, he can to Schubert. Schubert who's there onto Loudon, and Loudon's in, and that'll definitely seal it. Town have got a fair laid out, but it extends the lead and should see Town into the quarter-final. So Dave Loudon gets on the score sheet. And with 6 minutes to go, it puts the score to 26 points to 6 with the conversion to come. Ground shot, bye. As it will be the exit of Hunslet in the Regal Trophy. And the progression of Town into the last 8 as Marwood prepares to knock this one over, I'm sure. And that he does. So that's Marwood's 6th kick of the day, and takes Town into a 28-6 lead with about 5 minutes to go plus any stoppage time. Hunslet restart, taken by Penrice with his feet and then drives it up. Marwood onto Schubert. Schubert drives it through them, still going Gary Schubert. Marwood then onto Pickering. Going down the middle, I'm sure they'll just play the clock down for this set of 6. Mulligan punts it into space, but it's out on the full. So, penalty again against Town. Four minutes to go plus any stoppage time. So Hunslet in the form of Ian Rose try to take it up again. Can they get on the score sheet? Still going but nowhere through. Harkin trying to work something, but again good tackling, extinguished the danger. Go to the left, Brook still on his feet, still going but nowhere through. Bell, little kick, and Precious is in for a try. Rather unfortunate. But on 77 minutes. Precious gets what is a consolation try for Hunslet. And knocks over the conversion. So that takes the score to 28-12. Very little time to go now. And Town will go into the hat tomorrow morning for the last 8 with some real big names, I'm sure. Mulligan restarts, taken by the try scorer Precious, who drives it back up at them. But gets no change out of them. But is brought down. Alan Daniel seen very little of this man today. Now a minute to go plus any stoppage time. 28-12 Town lead. And believe me, every one of those has played the part today. Everyone's been a hero. Hunslet trying to run it wide, but again, Paul Burns does the tackling. Harkin trying to spin it wide now. Brooke Wider still, onto Sampson, but not working much head ground. And it's a handover. Far side former Marwood, then on to Pickering, who drives it again at the post and then offloads onto Mulligan, who steps around the fullback looking for support, frees it onto Loudon, tries on the outside, but just the final pass can't go to hand, but there's a foot in touch by Francis. We're into stoppage time now at the end of this game. And I'm sure Town will be looking forward to a home draw. They've had away draws in the Lancashire Cup and now the Regal Trophy. They've been supported well away from home, but I'm sure the reward of a big club at home would be great justice. And who's to say they won't turn those over? Brooke trying to run it away. Daniel forward pass though, but nothing given. Brooke inside, onto Precious. Sampson onto Harkin, Harkin trying to push it wide, onto Leigh, but nowhere through. Sampson eventually comes to it, but tackled well by Loudon. We've played a minute and a half of stoppage time. Town penalised again. But doesn't find touch. Mulligan takes it infield. Still going Mulligan. Runs into Brooke, then Rose. Penalty. Don't think David Brooks too happy about the decision with Town. But just calm it down as Armstrong prepares to kick to touch. Finds touch as they just play the clock down now. Played 2 minutes of stoppage time. Just waiting on the final hooter. Pickering takes it on the narrow side and still he swats them off like flies. There's a struggle to bring the big man down. Plays it quickly. Then on to Schubert, who drives it again on the narrow side. Carter. And just announced the man of the match, Town's number 3, Tony Kay. He's had a super game and rounded it off with a hat-trick of tries. But anyone could have got it. And here he is again, who's to say won't get a fourth? Oh, he will! Man of the match, Tony Kay rounds it off. 4-try hero. In the 3rd minute of injury time, the man of the match, Tony Kay, gets his 4th try. Crowd are delighted, so they should be. And with this conversion to come, it should take Town to 34 points to 12. And yes, it does. And that takes Marwood to 7 goals. And there goes the hooter. Town victors, and very much deserved as the crowd go wild again. They led 12-6 at half-time. They scored further tries by Tony Kay 2. Loudon 1. Marwood had 5 goals in the second half. Hunslet got a consolation trying goal by Andy Precious. Final score, Workington Town 34, Hunslet 12. Town take the accolades from this large travelling contingent and Hunslet scurry away down the dressing room. They're delighted. And you can hear what they think of that. Crowd delighted. They're into the quarter-final, and who knows who they'll get. But no doubt this large crowd will be there to support them. Players and directors alike thoroughly deserve this win, and they're delighted. Well, the bedlam subsides, if only temporarily. Final score at Ellen Road Leeds, a very wet Ellen Road at Leeds. Workington Town 34, Hunslet 12.